Recording, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Awesome. Well, good morning. I am Penny Hastaker with Beacon Community Credit Union, and we are very fortunate to come out and help with the Fairdale OVEC preschool and offer some financial wellness classes to everyone. You may recognize me from the Pictures with Santa that we came in December and did that event with the kids. It was wonderful. And we have actually partnered with Fairdale to come back, and we're going to give a series of 4 to 5 classes talking about today is Beacon Community Credit Union, and then going into some individual courses of savings and checking and how to manage your account. We'll go into a car buying course with loans and credit and how to manage that. We will have a course on home buying, first time home buyers. And then we'll finish up this series with a course on budgeting. These classes, hopefully you'll be able to make them in person. We'll have the next one on March the 26th because I want it to be interactive. I don't want to just talk to you and tell you things. I want us to talk with each other and work together so that we can, answer any questions you have and build a financial wellness plan that works for you. So, without further ado, this is our logo. This is Beacon Community Credit Union. Our main office is at 7910 National Turnpike, so just around the corner from the preschool here in Fairdale. We have been in business since 1947. We started off at the Naval Ordnance Station on Southside Drive. Many, many years ago, we were a naval-based credit union. And over the years, we've branched out. We've become a community credit union now that we can serve more people, more individuals, anyone that lives, works, or worships within any miles of our branches. We have the one on National Turnpike. We have one on Dixie Highway, and then we do have another one out in Shepherdsville. So first thing I kind of want to tell you about credit unions, it's a really cool story, and it's how the first credit union ever actually started. So it was back in the 1800s in Germany, and there were some farmers, and they needed to borrow money to buy some seeds so that they could grow their crops, because that's how they made money. So they took a tour, or a trip, I should say, over to the bank. And back in those days, that could be a couple days horse ride to get over to a bank. They went to the bank. They asked the bank, can we borrow some money to buy seed to our crops so that we can grow? And the bank said, no. Why would I do that? Because you're going to plant this. What if we have a drought? It doesn't grow. You don't have any crops to sell. You're not going to give me the money back. So they sent the farmers away. The farmers went back home. Some of the residents who were in that town, who were a little on the wealthier side, heard about what happened. So they decided to pool their money together, and they did little small loans to those farmers. And they said, I will give you a loan. When you grow your crops and you sell it, pay it back to me and pay me back with a little bit of interest. That's what they did. And that became the very first start of credit unions. So credit unions are built on people helping people. That's how they initially started, and that's how we still continue our credit union philosophy today. So I'll tell you a little bit about the difference in a bank and credit union, because like I said, today is going to be all about what is a credit union, what is Beacon, who are we? So banks and credit unions are similar in many ways, and they're similar because they have checking and savings accounts. We have checking and savings. Banks have loans. We have loans. They have CDs, IRAs. We have CDs, IRAs. We have the same products. There's a couple differences in the products, and that's one is how it's insured. Banks are insured by FDIC. So each account is insured up to $250,000. Credit union accounts are insured by NCUA, also insured for up to $250,000. So if anything was to happen with either institution, your money's insured and you will get your monies back. Another big difference in the banks and the credit union is a bank is a for-profit organization. So what that means is they are taking the profits that they make, and they make as much profit as they can, and they have to pay their board of directors. Credit unions are not for profit. We have a board of directors who are all volunteer. So our board of directors is meeting every month on the safety and soundness of the credit union and making sure we're doing everything correctly, but they don't get paid. They volunteer their time. They have been members for 20, 30, 40 years. They come in every month to meet and make sure the credit union is doing what it needs to do to make sure that our members are being treated correctly, that the credit union is running well. We do have to make a profit at a credit union, of course, because we have to pay for the building. We have to pay for staffing. We pay for the products and services that you have for free, such as like debit cards. Our debit card program costs us over $20,000 a month just to offer free debit cards to our members. There's a lot of vendors that we pay that you don't have any charges for. All of that is free to you. But the profits that we do make are used to pay those bills so that we can continue to give you those free products and services. In addition, what we do is we take our profit and we turn around and give it to the members in lower loan rates or higher dividend rates or higher CD rates. So if you compare, let's say, a CD at a bank to what you can get at the credit union, you're going to get a higher rate if you come to the credit union. And again, everything is fully insured, just like at the banks. We tend to have lower fees for any products. There are fees involved. Let's say if you bounce a check at a bank, you're going to have a fee. If you bounce a check at a credit union, you're going to have a fee. But in our next meeting, I will give you tips on how to avoid having any kind of fees and bouncing anything, just on how to manage your accounts. But I just kind of want to give you the difference in banks and credit unions. I'm not anti-bank at all. I really think that people should have a bank and a credit union because you want options. So if you have an account at both places and you're looking for a specific product, check both places. Whatever works best for you is what you need to go with. Okay? I want to talk a little bit about choosing a credit union or an institution that you want to work with. So of course, location is very important. You want it to be somewhere that if you need to go in person, you can get there easily. If your children are coming to the Fairdale preschool, then obviously Beacon's kind of right in your backyard, so we're going to be pretty convenient for you for that. You want to look for places that don't charge you to have an account. There's some institutions that it costs money just to have an account there or a monthly fee. We do not have that. At Beacon Credit Union, you can open a savings account with $5. $5 will be the minimum balance, but if you ever close that account, you take that $5 with you. And another big thing, at the credit union, we call you a member and not a customer. And that's because credit unions are member owned. So when you put your $5 into the account, that is a share of the account that you own. So we have an annual meeting every year that we invite all of the members to come to. So you can meet the board of directors, you can meet the staff, you can hear about all the products and services that we have. You can voice your opinion on what you want. Is there something that we don't have and you were thinking, man, this would be great if you all could maybe have this? Bring that opinion to us because we will meet with you and talk with you and listen. And I really don't know of if you go to a bank somewhere that you're not going to have a voice like you do at the credit union. So that's another big thing. We listen to our members. We also want you to look into, we have online services. So you have the mobile banking, you have the online banking. We have all kind of products and alerts to help you manage your account. So those are some good perks that you want to look for if you're looking for an account somewhere. One thing I want to advise you to stay away from is the alternative financial services like the payday lenders or payday loans or check cashing places. Those are some areas that they're convenient. They're everywhere. You can go to them, but they're going to charge you a fee to cash your check. And you never have to pay a fee to cash a check at the credit union. So if you have an account, even if you just have a savings account for $5, there's no check cashing fee. Come in there, cash your check for free. Why pay a check cashing place money to cash a check for money that you've earned? You don't have to do that. If you're looking for loans, come to the credit union first. Come in and see what we have to offer you because we have several different types of loans. If you're worried that maybe your credit's not the best, we're the perfect place to go because we have second chance loans. We have credit builder loans. If your credit is great, wonderful. We have excellent loans for you with very low interest rates as well. So we have all types of products for you. But I really want you to consider a credit union being your first choice for your financial money handling because with that people helping people philosophy, that's what we're here for. And that's what we want to do is help you learn with your goals. Sometimes there are, we've heard about some places in the area where people, they don't have a bank or a credit union and they get paid with a prepaid debit card. And so your employer will load it on your debit card and then you have to go to a cash advance somewhere to get the monies off of that. Typically those cash advances are going to cost money. So there's going to be a fee involved with this. So that's the money you've made from doing your job. Now, just to get the money off your card, you're going to have a fee for that. So a way to get around that is to have an account and then have direct deposit. So your employer can send your money directly to your savings or checking account at Beacon. It's in there. You don't have to worry about getting a paper check and standing in line and cashing it. Your money's in there on your payroll day or possibly the day before. So you just take your debit card and go do what you've got to do. You don't have to take time out of your day to go and either swipe a prepaid debit card to get money or carry a paper check in somewhere to get it cash. So that's another perk, is having an account for direct deposit. And I just heard that this year you've got to have an account somewhere to get your IRS refund, your tax refund. So if you don't have one opened anywhere, you're going to want to do that, because they're only going to be doing tax refunds by direct deposit. So they're not going to do the paper checks anymore. So you've got to have an account to get that tax refund. So don't get caught out there with having money owed to you from IRS and not being able to collect it. If you come to the credit union to open an account, there's a few things that you'll need. You'll need a government issued ID with your current address on there, your social security card, or you can have an I-10. We can open accounts. If the ID or the address on your government ID is not the current one, then we'll need a utility bill or something such as that, so that we can verify your address and get the account open for you. We can open accounts for kids as long as mom or dad or a legal guardian are on the account, as the adult on the account. Children who are 16, if mom and dad sign, you can have a checking account as long as you're working, and you can start your direct deposit and get a debit card. So you can do that to help your kids get going. Another thing we have is we pay kids for good grades. So if you have a kids account and you bring the report card in and you've got A's in any of the core subjects, you get paid $1 per A. For the kids that are in the younger grades, where you get the satisfactory or outstanding, you can get $1 for either the S or the O. Nothing for you. Used to be unsatisfactory when I was in school. I assume it's the same way, maybe now. But anyway, we've got the kids account. So get the kids started early. And it would be really cool if, you can kind of entice them. Hey, you get A's on your credit card. Let's take it over to the credit union and we'll get the deposit. They get the receipt. They can sign the receipt if they want, just to kind of get them learning on, saving money as well. So just some of the takeaways that I want to go over is credit unions. Typically, in general, we have lower fees and, better service. Beacon is not a large credit union. We're $70 million in assets. We have 3 branches. So when you come in the door, if you make the National Turnpike your home branch, more than likely, if you come in once a week, we're going to know who you are. And you're going to come in the first few times and my account number is this. We'll ask for your ID. But once the tellers get to know you, it's going to be, hey, how you doing today? What do you need? I got your account pulled up. So something else is just a little different, because we want to get to know our members. We want a relationship with our members. We don't want you to be a number just walking in the door. We want you to know that you can come to us with questions about anything. We can talk to you about anything, and we're there to help. We may not be able to do everything that you need right at that moment, but we can work on a plan to maybe get you to where you need to be so that we can help you with all of your needs. And like I said, it's just important that you've got an account, especially with, the tax refunds. You've got to have one to get your money deposited into there, because they're not going to mail you a check this year. So make sure you've got an account open, and your account information that you can provide for your tax refund. Checking and savings account, they offer a lot of benefits. There's a lot of convenience when you're using your checking and savings. There's a lot of security to it, but it's also your responsibility to stay on top of your account. Make sure that you are checking your balance. Make sure you know what's going into that account. Keep some kind of a check register, whether it's an online digital register or an old paper one that you write down your transactions in. Just making sure that you stay responsible and knowing what's in your account when payroll's going in and what you're spending. And I kind of mentioned that our next meeting that we're going to have here at Fairdale is going to be March the 26th at 10 o'clock. I'm hoping some of you all can come in person, because I want this to be an interactive thing. I don't want to just talk at you. I want to hear your questions, see what you've got to ask me, and, just kind of have a dialogue going back and forth. But that next meeting, we will talk about like I said, savings and checking accounts, text alerts, how to manage your account. When are things going to hit your account when you use your debit card or you write a check, and just ways that you can avoid any surprises and not have any kind of fees or anything pop up that you weren't expecting. So I really just kind of want to go over the tips and how all of that works. I've been in the credit union a long time. I started right out of high school working with Beacon, and at that time all we did was savings and loans. So we've grown over the years into checking accounts and debit cards and credit cards and mortgages and IRAs and CDs, all of that stuff. So I've been around a long time. I was right out of school. I was living paycheck to paycheck, making mistakes with finances. So I've learned from actually doing it. And I just kind of want to give that information to you so you don't make some of the mistakes that I made, and put you in a better place. And I do want to tell you at our National Turnpike branch, actually at all of our branches right now, we do have bilingual staff. So come over here, Allie. So we have got, this is Allie, and she's at the National Turnpike branch with me, and she works out in the lobby doing member service and loan processing. So we've got folks on the teller line, member service, and loans on all the departments that can help you if if English is not your first language or you're not comfortable with English. We've got a great group of people that can help you too as well, who's bilingual and speak Spanish. So we would love to see you all come into the branch. I'm going to leave some information here with the group at Fairdale, just some of the pamphlets that I was talking about today. And mark your calendars for March the 26th at 10 o'clock here at the Fairdale area. We're going to do another meeting and go over, like I said, the type of accounts. And if you all have questions before then, Miss Allie will be at 7910 National Turnpike, so you can come in and see her in the lobby with any questions or call us, and we would be happy to help you out with anything. So thanks for listening to us today. We'll see you next time. Bye.